So everybody have a scanner. Okay, I will move to our topic, the slide. So we move to the topic, slide number 2. Later on, I will come back to the QR code scan. Okay. This regards to the policy of transport in Malaysia. So this infrastructure and utilities development strategy involved in transport, they have in terms of what they call long-term planning and integrated planning with coordination of projects in order to shaping for future development, because we know that transport industry given a significant impact on the economy. Okay, some of the initiative ataupun tindakan yang diambil by the government is in term of provide or foresee in term of comprehensive range of infrastructure, because transport come with the infrastructure, facilities, and we'll call the services and amenities. Okay, keperluan-keperluan di dalam pengangkutan in Malaysia. So in term of promote multimodal, pelbagai transport mode, kelangsungan in term of support. We know that when the government will encourage or open a new port, the latest development will be Kulim KXP, Kulim Airport for the second, we'll call airport for the state of Kedah. In terms of Bukit Kayu Hitam have been developed as what they call land port, and then many developments, okay, in the what they call the infrastructure to support in terms of our economy. Okay, encourage in terms of using of public transportation, using the technology, call it intelligent transport system, using the technology to reduce congestion in terms of social issue, in terms of the environment issue, increase the efficiency, productivity, and also reliability, accessibility, reliability of the service of transported, what we call transport in Malaysia, reliable, what we call infrastructure for transport, and for reasonable costs in terms of pricing. We can see that the development by the government initiative from 2000 until 2019, 2020 nowadays, 2022, the initiative by the government to emphasize to improve in terms of transportation industry in Malaysia. Example, giving the road development, pembangunan luar bandar. Okay, in terms of they expand to cover rural areas to the urban areas. Okay, improve in terms of safety in the transportation industry. Okay, by improve in terms of the what I call the regulation for what I call safety, example in terms of enforcement of using the what I call safety belt. Okay, not only for driver and also for passengers. Improve in terms of accident prone spot. What I call in terms of prone area, the highest the risk of the design of the road, the facilities at night when people travel, so more lighted called roads compared to unlighted to reduce accident. Dedicated line for certain class of transport, especially in urban, when they have government improve in terms of bus, what we call dedicated, what we call route, bus dedicated ways, and then for intercity or what we call in urban areas, when there is what we call LRT, MRT, or the link in terms of this intercity travel, financing in terms of road development. Recently, when this the latest news, when the government normally decision, there is an issue on Amanah AMG, ALR, sorry, what call on highway facilities, what call pointed to the government. This one I also have a pro and cons, okay, about the initiative by the government. No price increase, yes, no price increase, but in terms of the issue is now they extend, okay, they extend in terms of collecting toll. Maybe it will finish by 2024, but when they, when they extend another 5-10 years, So we as a people need to pay. Okay. So that's the issue also that we need to discuss. Okay, further. Although in the surface it look it's very good, very flourishing, but at the back end, so we need to also look back. Now become the issue when all these companies, 5,000 what they call, people do research, 5,000 paid up capital to take over billion of what we call the facilities. So we as a citizen also we need to look properly. Urban transport in terms of integrated and efficient and reliable urban transport, optimized in terms of what they call rationalization and optimization of public transport service, control in terms of the what we call the charges, in terms of the fuel subsidy, okay, promotion of multimodalism for seamless integration using the what they call online booking using the technology, application of intelligent transport system to alleviate urban traffic congestion, especially in urban areas. Give what I call build the pedestrian in a certain place in urban, especially in town areas, to reduce car usage and at the same time reduce in the what they call pollution by the carbon footprint. Okay. This all in terms of the scenario about the policy. In terms of the transport in Malaysia, different country they have different what they call focus or the objective. Enhance efficiency and quality of rail service, promote freight multimodalism. Okay, example when the Malaysia initiative government to become Bukit Bintang as a inland port, then Padang Besar also inland port, inland hub, okay, connected with road and rail compared to Bukit Bintang on the road. So what is the development the government want to link between inland port to the seaport? Okay, we have highway plus highway. Then the government initiative to introduce seaport in Kedah also. Okay, all these facilities and uh, terminal facilities and also development in terms of uh, transportation industry. Okay, improve in terms of TEU, process, total equivalent units for container. Okay, improve the capacity, upgrade equipments, and then there is what they call uh, overcome any challenges. Recent case challenges when people want travel to Langkawi using ferry, when there is issue when the canal become too narrow and shallow. So all this authority in port authority and also Ministry of Transport take a role for to improve, overcome the issue. Okay. In terms of airport industry, due to the we are moving to endemic era, previously have been hit by COVID-19 when people have not traveled, have limited travel during that time. And what happened to the industry, especially air transportation? We can see the clear what they call impact when AirAsia, nama dulu AirAsia, now have changed. They need to restructure in terms of their financial capital. So now is capital A. Okay, because of we know that Asia they lease all the aircraft, but the aircraft cannot operate. So you can see that they need to restructure in terms of their financial situation in order to survive during the pandemic. Upgrade the air traffic equipment to meet International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO. Also for seaport, IMO, International Maritime Organization, in terms of safety and etc. So this scenario, what they call allocation, have been improved from time to time. This one you can get the new what they call numbers in the uh, Ministry of Transport website for the allocation in terms of expenditure to the transport sectors, either in road, rail, sea, water transport, air transportation, then utilities. Utilities like another mode is what they call in terms of nowadays very important about connectivities. Okay, the data transportation, not electrical pipeline, okay, but about connectivity and accessibility to the network. Statement, this one not statement. OPP is outline perspective plan and measure plan. They revise in terms of the budget to enhance because it's important, vital to provide in terms of uh, competitive transportation industry in Malaysia because we know that Malaysia produce E&E, electronic and electric and electronic compartments, many industry in agriculture, industry in what they call E&E, agriculture, aviation, and many things. So to enhance in terms of the transportation, because we know that the transport it contribute in terms of cost to do the business. Okay, if we can save in terms of the transportation cost, it can provide beri kesan kepada survival of the organization or competitiveness in terms of pricing, okay, in terms of penetration of the market. Okay, now this is globalization with the what they call all the agreement between the nation, free trade agreement, FTA, TPP. Okay, all these what they call in terms of trade. So important in terms of the government to build the policy, long-term policy, plan and policy for the transport industry. So this as a guideline in terms of what have been planned in the long term. So the government agenda is patterning transportation. They try to shape the transportation with a proper policy to make in order for transport policy is in terms of social, economy, and also environment. Safety, okay, another one important local criteria to look on. Because this transport economy will what they call policy, it will flow together with the economic development as well as gross domestic product and gross national product. This one, transport industry as well as terminal will be better and progressive in their performance in future prospect to attract in terms of competitive investment from what I call foreign investment or in terms of local investment. Okay. To encourage in terms of participation in import and export market. So all this transportation industry must abide or follow in terms of the rule and regulation by the government by in terms of the instrument of policy. Okay. The goal is to increase competitiveness and economic development. Okay. So far you can follow. If you have any question, you can ask me the question. Ada soalan? In this, I also will share in terms of National Transportation Plan. That's the latest that we have in terms of transportation industry. Designed and announced from the previous government. Okay, because this policy or plan, it will take a because long-term plan. It's 10 to 20 years in terms of what are the future developments, what are the initiatives by the government in order to boost, increase term of economy via our transportation industry that support it. So recently we see that our Prime Minister announced about ALR, Amanah Lebuh Raya, take over in terms of certain concession of toll. Okay, that one is so pro and cons about the announcement. Although the toll are not increased, okay, look good for our for the citizen. Okay, we don't need to pay extra, but at the back end or in real things is they extend, okay, in terms of the toll collection is supposed to complete by 2024, and then we extend another 10 years. So it also pro and cons in terms of the issue initiative by the government. Okay, that's because of the we can see that nowadays politics interference in policy and policy development due to the what I call many factors. Okay, it will affect in long term. How the issue now raised, people study AMAR is a 5,000 paid company, take over billion. So nowadays I don't want to discuss further because it's look you and we as what I call that have in terms of the ability to analyze and understand this current situation. We need to protect in terms of our company or interests. Increase in terms of the transportation industry, regional competitiveness, uh, boleh bersaing, and economic development, uh, in terms of development of infrastructure and facilities, address in terms of negative externalities such as environment and safety concern. We have follow in terms of the standards of international standards, follow all the standards that improve from the technology development in the transport industry. Nowadays, moving for sustainabilities. That's why in what I call in car passenger car. The government give incentive, memberi satu incentive in terms of using what they call hybrid car, electric car compared to the what they call typical what they call fuel consumption. Okay. Same thing with the initiative by the global industry players, especially in sea transportation. Now, from using the diesel combustion engine, nowadays they have moved initiative for global using the now they propose in terms of ammonia, using the ammonia as a what they call uh, the way in terms of to generate the power to move the ship due to what we call in terms of future development. And then in terms of giving the license, okay, we can see that previously for the courier service, previously, dominant what I call players, dominant players, contohnya Post Malaysia. Okay, previously they have no JNT. JNT must be maybe a past 5 to 10 years only. Okay, uh, previously there is Nationwide, Express, DHL, UPS, all this one is giant players. But nowadays, when there is call development, encourage competitiveness, they give more license to operate. Now you can see that JNT came in, Ninja Van, UPC, um, okay. Same thing also in the what I call what I call in air transportation. They open more license to what I call to compete to avoid in terms of monopolistic in the transport industry. Only things that in Malaysia, rail business still call, we have what we call previously KTM under government. Now they have privatized. Then they have also moved in terms of the structure to Prasarana, in terms of rail transportation. In road transportation also they have what call give more license to e-hailing and compared to what we call previously transport for passengers using taxi, using the what we call the fleet. Nowadays the government open the market to increase competency and also to ensure that the best service given to the people. In terms of policy goal is to ensure this thing you read on your own. In terms of policy implementation under Prime Minister, okay, as a hierarchy, pyramid hierarchy, the top is under Prime Minister Department. emphasis on policy and strategy, and then go to the Ministry of Transport, emphasis on regulatory matters, on acts and regulation, mode of infrastructure, and etc. And then many what we call agencies under government, especially example entrepreneur and cooperative ministry for control the permits for commercial transport, giving the license, internal and home ministry in terms of enforcement, road transport act and regulation, in terms of what they call local council, in terms of town, what they call town planning, in terms of infrastructure planning for transportation, Ministry of Finance in terms of budget for crucial impact development, okay, investment or development in infrastructure. You can see that when the government announced about ECRL, Pen Borneo Highway, okay, all this one, they have also another alternative highway, WTE, West Trans, what we call Expressway in Kungan Barat, not only because to, what they call, to avoid congestion, to avoid any social issue, accident, safety, so people move, the government move the initiative to improve in terms of the transport industry by the policy introduction to the Malaysia. Okay. Some of the problem faced by the transport industry in terms of permit, monopoly, oligopoly, what they call in terms of what they call giving the license, in terms of pricing, problem of charges and pricing for the transport industry, whether road, rail, shipping costs, air transportation, okay, and then this increase of crude oil, world economy due to the recently when Russia invade in terms of Ukraine, so the price of global for crude oil increased, and then we can see that increase in terms of the price of fuel, because we know that 90% in terms of using the fuel for the transport. In terms of problem of infrastructure, maintaining and what we call to ensure that safe maintain the utilities and etc. This one in policy, infrastructure and utility development strategies, you can refer to National Transportation Plan 2019 to 2030. Yeah? Okay, this you can see that what have been initiative in terms of the plan. Okay. Okay, I will stop here. And then we share again your output. If you have any question, ada soalan? So for Hari Raya coming soon for Muslim, so when is our last class? Just to discuss here. The session. I think your mid semester break, okay, is when? When is your mid semester break? Is early May, kan? If I'm not mistaken. Okay, never mind. I will find out from HA and then we'll announce to you. Yeah?
We will start cuti 29 April until 7 May.
Yeah. End of April until early of May after Hari Raya. Okay? So we will follow that. And then before, I think I will, after Raya, I will give you a quiz, part of what I call our structure in our learning process. Okay? 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Based on the what they call latest information from HEA, Hal Ehwal Academic, maybe some of the courses will be hybrid. Some of the courses still what they call online. So I expect that will be online until end of this semester. Face to face maybe will be next year. So I need to revise in terms of the structure to maybe online test, okay, to fulfill the requirement for your grade. Okay. Am I answer your question? Adakah saya menjawab? Okay, that's all. Let me check how many of you still not scan. Because it's important. If you don't fulfill the 80%, the automatic need to bar. This not my preference, but it's a direction to ensure we follow the MQA. Okay. If you have anything, please raise the question, ask me personally or in the group, no problem. Okay, now file one Musab and Nirmala Devi. Ada sini? Only 3 of you.